Okay, we're going to try this. So we're talking about story problems. So solving take apart word problems, meaning you're going to take this problem sentence by sentence and break it up. So turn in your flower book and you're going to turn to page 26. If you don't know where that is, I'm going to circle it. Hit pause on your computer and find this page, please. Okay. Always hit pause if you need to. You can always rewind, but you have to do the work and show me. Okay? So, read the problem. Then you will explore different ways to solve the problems. So here it is. There are 15 pieces of fruit in a bowl. There are 7 peaches. The rest are kiwis. How many kiwis are in the bowl? So first we need to know our important numbers. 15 is important and 7. Remember, don't just automatically add them. We go sentence by sentence. Okay, so we did our important numbers. Now we need to know important words. So let's take it sentence by sentence. There are 15 pieces of fruit in a bowl. So we know that there's a bunch of fruit because it doesn't tell us what kind. It just is a bunch of fruit. Okay. There are 7 peaches. So in this bowl, 7 of these pieces are peaches. The rest are kiwis. So we have to know that there's peaches and kiwis. But it says rest. The rest are kiwis. Rest isn't a number. So if we don't know, what do we put? A question mark. So we have no idea about the kiwis. So then here's our question. Underline your question. How many kiwis are in the bowl? So we're looking for kiwis. Kiwis we don't know because it said the rest are kiwis. We have no clue about the kiwis. We know about peaches, and we know that there's 15 pieces of fruit in the bowl. So in a bowl, there's 15 pieces of fruit. 7 of those pieces are peaches. And then the rest are kiwis. So let's look and see what they did. They did a model, meaning they drew a picture. So you can use words in a tape diagram. Tape diagram kind of looks like a number bond, except it's got 2 rectangles and this tapey looking thing. That's what it means, the tape. That's your big boss. Total is big boss, okay? So then they said, my part I need is peaches, and the other part is kiwis, okay? Kiwis and peaches. So let's see what else they did. They said, let's understand our problem. You can write what you know and do not know, just like we did up here. We just wrote it in our problem and set it to the side, but you can also write it to the side. So they said, total number of fruit, just like we did. 15 pieces in the bowl. Pieces of fruit, 15, because that's how many's in the bowl. Then it said number of peaches, because that was our other important word, because that's the fruit. 7 peaches. Number of kiwis, mystery, because it just said the rest are kiwis. We have no idea. So you could do it this way, you could do it this way, like Miss Rice, where we wrote it on the question. Then they drew a picture. Picture it. You can draw a picture. So they did all the fruit, the 15 pieces of fruit, because that's your big boss. That's how many fruit pieces you have in all. Then they did the peaches as a small fry, because there's 7 pieces of peaches in the bowl. 7 peaches. And then our mystery has to be the other pieces of fruit. So let's look at our other page. It's page 27. You don't need to turn a page or anything. It's right beside the other page. So let's connect what we just now figured out over here. Number 2 says, what number is the total? So what is the total big boss? What's our big boss? What part do you know? Complete the model to the right. So this question is for this. That's a bad arrow. This thing right here. So what is your big boss? What was the huge number that we knew? How many pieces of fruit are in the bowl? The whole bowl. We know that that number should be 15. Okay. What is the other number we know? We know our peaches. So this is 7. So I'm going to put a P for peaches. And then what's this mystery? What do we not know? Kiwis. We don't know our kiwis. Okay. So now we filled in our tape diagram. So let's look at number 3. Write 2 equations for the model. Remember, equations are with the equals and the pluses or the equals and the minuses. So we know our 15 number, and we know these are our kiwis. So what's the missing number? Well, our missing number is what we have left. 7. We don't just guess numbers. You always can go look at your problem. So mystery, 15, because our mystery is kiwis. So what's left is our peaches, so 7. Okay, look, the little fact family. Number 4, explain what the equation shows. What on earth is this equation trying to show us? Well, it's showing us peaches and it's showing us fruit, all of the fruit. So what is this equation trying to show us? It's trying to show us that if we put our peaches plus our kiwis, we'll get all the fruit. Or if we take all our fruit minus kick out the peaches, then we can know how many kiwis we have. So the equation's trying to show us 2 ways to find how many kiwis are in the bowl. So remember, you can always pause the video. You can write your own sentence if you thought of a different way. That works, but it's showing us that if you do 7, so you start at 7 and you count up to 15, stop at 15, how many fingers are left is how many kiwis you have. Or start at 15 and kick out, subtract your peaches. So kick out the 7, because we don't care about peaches, we want to know about kiwis. So 15 minus 7 will tell us how many kiwis are in the bowl. Because 15 is not how many kiwis, it's how many is all together. So 7 of those 15 pieces are peaches. So we don't want to know about peaches. So we need to get rid of them, and that'll tell us how many kiwis there are. Okay, number 5. How many kiwis are in the bowl? Tell me how you know. So let's do that one sentence at a time. How many kiwis are in the bowl? So let's find that out. So we can do it 2 ways. We can do it, 15 minus 7, or 7 plus mystery equals 15. So you can start at 7 and count up and stop at 15, or 15 minus 7. So either way works. I will show you both. So I'm going to start at 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I stopped at 15 and I started at 7. How many fingers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 15 minus 7 is 8. Or, I'm sorry, 7 plus 8 equals 15. 15, and we're going to go down 7. So we'll put up 7 fingers. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. They both equal 8. That's 2 ways you can solve that. So let's answer it. How many kiwis are in the bowl? 8 is our answer. So I'm going to put there. And then remember, I'm going to use words out of my question to make it easier. So there are, then I get my answer, 8 and kiwis in the bowl. Okay, now it says, tell me how you know. Well, tell me how you solved it. I counted on from from 7 to 15 and got 8. It doesn't have to be an overcomplicated answer, guys. We started at 7 and we counted up and stopped at 15 and we used 8 fingers. That's how you explain it. You don't have to make it super hard. It can be a simple way. But you cannot put, because I did it in my head. That doesn't tell me anything about how you did it. You have to tell me how you solved that problem. Number 6. Remember, pause the video if you need to, rewind it, watch it again. Love that. Number 6, talk about it. Why can you add or subtract to solve a problem? Why can you do both? Why can you do both of these? Why? We just talked about why. Because you can count on and stop at your big boss, or you can take your big boss and kick out the other number. So let's write that. You can count on and stop at the total, or you can take your total and subtract your other number. Okay, last one. Number 7. Jen has 12 pencils. 7 pencils are blue, and the rest are white. How many white pencils does she have? Write an equation to solve it. So here's our question. How many white pencils? So we're looking for white. I'm going to put it in a box because it's an important word. And there's an extra thing I have to do right here. So I'm going to put that in a fancy little thing. It's asked me to do 2 things. So let's take it sentence, so capital to period, sentence by sentence. Jen has 12 pencils. So we know important number 12, and we're talking about pencils, okay? She's got a whole bag of 12 pencils. 7 pencils are blue. Important number, 7 pencils, and they are this beautiful blue color. And the rest are white. Here's my other super important word, white. But it says the rest. Is that a number? No. So it's going to be a question mark. All right. So how many white pencils are there? So we want to know about white pencils. Well, to solve this problem, you could do one of these. You can write it to the side. But Miss Rice is going to show you what she does. She takes what she has and makes the equation out of that. So I'm going to start with my 12 because it says to write an equation. So 12. So 12, I got 12. I have 12 pencils. So I'm going to put a P for pencils. And I know I need a 7. So 7 of them are blue. And then I have a white mystery. So how do I know if I add or subtract? Well, I know that there's 12 pencils. 7 of them are blue and some are white. Do I care about blue? Is that something I need to know? No, because the question says how many white pencils. So I need to get rid and throw away this crazy 7 blue pencils. So if you have to throw away or get rid of something, you don't want to talk about it, what do? You get rid of it or subtract. So I'm going to take how many pencils I have and I'm going to get rid, so kick out, get rid of it, subtract it out. I don't want the 7 blue pencils. I'm not looking for blue, I'm looking for white. So 12 pencils, and I'm going to subtract, get rid of 7 blue pencils, and that will tell me my white pencils. So let's count backwards. Got my 7, and we're going to start at 12. So it's 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So what is my mystery? It's 5. So let's write our answer. So the answer is 5 what? 5 dolphins, 5 feet. Well, let's look back at our question. How many white pencils does she have? Well, we just figured out she has 5 white pencils. And I'm going to circle my answer so my teacher knows where it's at. 5 white pencils. Okay? So now that we have this done, you are going to get out your all green book and you're going to turn to page 31 and you're going to rip it out and you're going to try these. So here's your example. We're going to fill it in. I'm not going to help you, but I will read it. Complete the tape diagram for the example problem. Then complete the equation. So you're using the numbers up here for this first one, just for number 1. Okay? Again, if you need to pause it so you can try it, go ahead. So you're using the numbers up here for number 1. You need to plug in the correct numbers. Number 2, look at problem 1, so what you did here. Explain what your equation says about the books in the example. So what does it tell you? Okay, so let me read it. A cart has 14 books. There are 6 books on the bottom shelf. The other books are on the top shelf. How many books are on the top shelf? So they broke it down. So what does that say? What does the equation tell us? Okay. So after we turn it over, it says, Rick picks 16 apples. He keeps 9 apples. He gives the rest to friends. How many apples does Rick give his friends? Remember what Miss Rice did, take it sentence by sentence and box in or circle or underline important things. Circle yes or no to show if the information is given in the problem. So if it's in here, A, the number of apples Rick picks. Did it tell you how many he picks? Yes or no? B, the number of apples Rick gives his friend. Does it tell you up here how many apples Rick gives his friend? Yes or no? And again, you can rewind and listen to me read that again. C, the number of apples Rick eats. Does this problem tell you about the number of apples Rick eats? Yes or no? D, the number of apples Rick keeps. Does this problem tell you how many he keeps? Yes or no? Number 4 says, look at problem 3. Complete a tape diagram and solve the problem. Tell how you found your answer. So you're taking the important numbers and stuff out of here, and you're plugging it in here, and then solving it and telling me the answer. And then tell me how you found the answer. What did you do? Count on, subtract, what are you doing? Number 5. There are 11 frogs at the pond. 5 of the frogs are in the water. The rest are in mud. How many frogs are in the mud? Show me what you're doing and tell me the answer. Don't forget to label it.